Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to today's webinar. My name is Gautam, and with me, I have Sini, who will be co-hosting this session with me. We are thrilled to have you all with us as we kick off another insightful session in our webinar series. Over the past months, we have explored how Zoho Writer can transform workflows for various departments, focusing on streamlining process and enhancing productivity. But today, it is extra special because for the very first time, we are turning our spotlight on the legal department. Whether you're part of a legal team or a law firm, a corporate legal team, or simply looking to optimize legal operation, today's session is designed to provide you with valuable tools and insights to tackle challenges unique to the legal field.
Absolutely, Gautam. So today we are focusing on how Zoho Writer can help law firms and legal professionals tackle some of the most common challenges they face in their daily work. From simplifying client onboarding to improving document creation, proofing, and review, Zoho Writer is here to help you.
Before we begin, just a quick reminder, we host these webinars every second Thursday of the month. So if you're interested in joining us for more insightful sessions, you know exactly when to mark your calendars.
So we'll be sending out today's webinar recording to all the registrants. We encourage you to use the Q&A panel for any questions you might have throughout the session. We'll be keeping an eye on it, and we have Vignesh and Samuel, our product experts, will be answering them during the webinar. For better viewing experience, you can switch to sidebar or the tab bar from the meetings toolbar. So now let's dive into the exciting content we have for you today. So now let's see, we'll be exploring how leveraging styles for formatting to help maintain consistency in your legal documents. Next, we'll discuss quick parts and customize autocorrect for quickly inserting common legal phrases and terms. Then, we'll look at AI-based proofing, which uses smart AI suggestions, check grammar, spelling, and style in your documents. We'll also cover document sharing, making it easy to collaborate and maintain control over your files. After that, we'll move to document review, focusing on collaboration and track changes, allowing teams to review and revise documents together. Finally, we'll discuss redlining and combining changes to compare and merge multiple versions of documents efficiently. Also, about content control, which helps you restrict editing and comment visibility in sensitive documents.
Now, moving on to the next section, we'll begin with due diligence, where we will showcase you how you can use checklists and customized forms to ensure no critical step is missed in legal reviews. We'll also cover client onboarding, streamlining the process for both the legal team and the client. Then we'll talk about document automation for NDA, then billing and invoicing, which saves you a lot of time for invoice creation. We'll also explore service-based invoices and time tracking, ensuring accurate billing based on services rendered. Finally, we'll finish with a demo session showcasing how all these features work in practice. I'll also be showcasing the features we discuss in live then and there, so you get a better understanding of how to use it. So without further ado, let's just start discussing these features.
Great. So, Gautam, when it comes to legal documents, formatting can be a real challenge, especially with specific requirements from courts. How do you think Zoho Writer can help law firms meet those demands?
Great question, Sini. Well, many codes require precise formatting like specific line spacing, margin sizes, and even font types or sizes. They would want to insert unique watermarks to specific pages as well. With Zoho Writer, law firms can easily meet those formatting needs. For example, we can use styles which let us define and apply the formatting quickly across the entire document.
Sounds helpful. But what if we need more control over elements like, say, page numbers, headers, or footers? Can Zoho Writer handle that too?
Sini. Zoho Writer provides features like customizable tables, headers, footers, watermarks, and page numbering. All these can be set up with just a few clicks. So whether it's ensuring consistent page numbering or adding a legal disclaimer in the footer, everything can be done easily in compliance with the legal standards as well. Let me show you a demo of how this can be done quickly so that you will get a better understanding. So here is a document where we have inserted various features that we just talked about. So here you can see that we have used style formatting to format the document, and for the page setup, we have used legal paper size. So you would want to make sure that the document comprises of the legal standards, so you can make use of the paper size legal if you're working on the legal terms. Furthermore, we have also added various headings like heading 1, heading 2, and we have used numbers list as well. And here in this specific document, I do not want the watermark to be across the documents, across all the pages. For example, if I would like to want to insert a watermark to all the pages, what I can do is I can simply go to the page setup from the left panel and go to document level setups, where I'll be able to insert watermark for all the pages in the document. But if I'd like to insert only for a specific document, what I can do is I can insert it as a header and arrange it accordingly so that the watermark can be added into the header section. So here you can also see that I've used different first page as the header option so that only the watermark that I've inserted will be displayed in the first page, leaving out the remaining pages. And not only this, we also have set up footers. As you can see here, we have confidential information. So we have added footer notes as it compliance with the legal terms. So furthermore, we also have various options for you to customize, where you'll be able to use numbers list, add a table to the document, and all the other features as well.
That's great. That sounds really efficient, Gautam. So using these tools, law firms can save time while ensuring their documents are formatted according to the legal guidelines. Am I right?
Exactly. It's all about making the process smoother and faster while ensuring accuracy. These features are tailored to help law firms produce documents that meet strict legal guidance with minimal effort.
That's great. So, Gautam, now let's move on to quick parts and customize autocorrect. So, how do you think quick text can benefit professionals in the legal field when it comes to document creation?
Yeah, great question, Sini. Quick text or quick parts is really useful for legal teams. For example, law firms often use the same phrases across multiple documents, such as the agreement is governed by the laws of, or confidentiality obligations apply, etc. With quick text, they can save these standard phrases and easily insert them into new contracts or agreements, which really saves a lot of time and ensures consistency across every document. Not only this, they can also add an entire table as a quick text so that it can be easily inserted to the document. Let me show you how to add quick text in live. So in this particular document, I have a long table called Exhibit B. So as you can see here, it's really difficult for me to every time create this table from scratch in the document. So to overcome that, what I can do is I can simply select the table and go to quick text and save the table. So here, once I save this table by providing a title, all I have to do is simply get into the quick text section and select it so that it will be automatically inserted into the document. So this is how simple you can use quick text to reuse the phrases that you frequently use.
That's great. That's a huge time saver. So now what about customized autocorrect? How does that improve the writing process for our legal professionals?
Well, customized autocorrect can make the document creation much more efficient by automatically correcting or expanding common legal abbreviations or shorthand. For example, if a legal professional types LOA, it could automatically be expanded to letter of agreement, or typing NDA could automatically expand to non-disclosure agreement. This reduces the need to type out lengthy terms every time and ensures that correct terminology is used consistently.
So with quick text for inserting common clauses and autocorrect for expanding abbreviations, legal professionals can create documents much faster and with fewer errors. Am I right?
Exactly, Sini. These features work hand in hand to streamline document drafting, reducing repetitive typing, and make sure everything is consistent and accurate in the final document. let me show you how to add a word to autocorrect. So you can quickly jump over to the document section and click on the settings icon from the top right corner. And here you'll find autocorrect. So you can easily insert the text and add the replace text as well. And not only this, you can simply select any formatted lines in the document and simply click on write so that you'll be able to add to autocorrect list. So this is how you can add the formattings as well in autocorrect.
That's great. So now moving on to another critical feature, spell and grammar checker. Gautam, we know that legal documents need to be impeccable in terms of language. So how does Zoho Writer help legal professionals ensure their documents are accurate and polished?
Absolutely, Sini. In legal writing, even the smallest typo or grammatical mistake can change the entire meaning of the document, potentially leading to misunderstandings or even legal complications. That's where Zoho Writer's AI-powered spell and grammar checker comes in. It automatically scans documents for any errors and highlights them in real time, helping legal quickly spot mistakes.
Great. It sounds like the spell and grammar checker not only helps with typos, but also ensures the legal content is correctly structured and professional. Seems that this tool provides suggestion for both spelling and grammar, ensuring that the final document is polished and error-free, which is perfect for legal professionals who need to meet the highest standards of accuracy.
Exactly, Sini. Let me show you how to view the suggestions that has been given. So you can simply click on the Zia icon available on the top right corner, and it'll just quickly scan through the document, and it'll provide you the spelling errors and grammar suggestions in the document. And you can click on it to view the errors that has been in the document and correct it accordingly. And not only this, if you get into the tools section from the left panel, you will also have an option to translate the content that has been available in the document. So for users who work across globally, you can make use of these options to translate your entire content to a different language, and you can either replace the content in the existing document or just save it as a new document and send it to the appropriate clients so that you'll not have any miscommunication with the language.
That's great. Thank you, Gautam. So I hope our participants got an idea on how to author or create legal documents using Writer.
So yeah, let us continue. So now, Sini, let's talk about an important feature, document sharing. In legal practice, sharing documents securely is paramount. Can you tell us how Zoho Writer makes this process both secure and convenient for legal professionals?
Definitely, Gautam. So one of the challenges in legal work is sharing confidential document with external parties. Zoho Writer makes it easy to share documents securely, even with users who don't have. Legal professionals can simply create a Writer document and then share it with external users by entering their email address.
That's quite useful. So how does it ensure security for the external users who may not have a Zoho account?
That's a great question, Gautam. So when an external user receives the shared document, they'll get an email with a link to the document. To access it, they will be prompted to authenticate their identity via a one-time password, the OTP method, so which sends directly to their email. So this ensures that only authorized individuals can access these sensitive documents.
That's a great security measure. It seems like this process provides peace of mind, ensuring that only the intended recipient can view the document, though they do not have a Zoho account. This is especially important in the legal world where confidentiality is the key. So next, let's talk about track changes feature. That's especially helpful for legal professionals working on collaborative documents. Sini, how does track changes simplify collaboration in Zoho Writer?
Great question, Gautam. So track changes in Zoho Writer allows users to see all the edits that have been done, whether they are additions, deletions, or modifications. It clearly highlights changes, making it easy for everyone to see what's been altered.
That sounds great. Can users easily accept or reject those changes?
Yes. Users can accept or reject changes with a simple click, streamlining the entire revision process.
Perfect. This will definitely help legal teams maintain control over the document revisions while collaborating more efficiently. So let me quickly show you where to access track changes. So in the document section, you can quickly click on the compose mode and switch over to review mode. In here, you'll have an option to enable track changes, and you also have various options like all markup, no markup, or original. So using this, you'll be able to highlight, you'll be able to track the changes that has been happening over the document. So when multiple users are working on the document, you can enable it so that the content will not be altered without your notice.
Great, Gautam. Thank you for showing us where to find these track changes. So now let's move to redlining and combining versions. Gautam, can you explain how redlining helps in legal document revisions?
Certainly, Sini. Redlining allows legal professionals to compare different versions of a document and highlight any changes. It makes it easier to see what's been modified, which is really crucial during contract negotiations and revisions. Let me show you how to check on this redlining feature. So in the document section, you can click on File and go to Document History. In here, you will have an option to compare versions. By clicking on it, you can select the required version. So let's just say I'll select the 6th version and the 1st version, and I'll click on Compare. So now I'll be able to check out what are the changes that has been made between these two versions. So you can see here that there are around 550 changes made, and I can simply click on the next button. So to highlight those changes, and I'll be able to compare these versions.
That's great. That sounds helpful. But what if multiple collaborators are making changes? Let's take an example where a legal team is sharing a document with an external user who prefers writing contents in MS Word. They edit the document in docx format and then share it back to the legal team. So now, how can the team track and maintain consistency?
That's really a great question, Sini. Zoho Writer offers a feature to combine revisions from multiple collaborators. The legal team can simply share the document, and their client can send the document after editing it in their preferred format. Now, the legal team can make use of the combined revisions feature and then upload the docx file to Writer. Not only that, the track changes will be enabled so that the changes that has been added can be highlighted. So let me show you how this option works. So in the document section, you can go to the review mode, and under review mode, you'll have a button called Combined Revisions. Just click on it and choose any MS Word document. So if your clients send the document after editing, you can simply choose the document that they have sent and click on Open. So now you will have multiple options where you can combine these to the existing document and then create a new document. Or else you can combine it in the same document where the changes will be highlighted so that you can easily identify the changes that has been made by your clients. So this is how easy it is for you to combine the document into the existing document.
That's great. Just seems like a real-time saver. Legal teams can work together seamlessly while tracking all changes. So Gautam, now let's move on to restrict editing and comment visibility control. So in law firms, when preparing a confidential contract, the document owner may want to protect the terms and conditions section from being edited by others while allowing certain team members to add their views. How can Zoho Writer handle this situation?
That's a great real-life scenario. In Zoho Writer, the restrict editing feature can be used to protect sensitive parts of the document, such as terms and conditions or any client information. So the document owner can lock these sections so that only authorized users can edit them. This way, the important legal language remains unchanged while others can freely work on other parts of the document. So let me quickly jump over to the document section, and here under Tools, you'll be able to find the lock and unlock feature. So you just have to select the content that needs to be locked and click on Advanced Options. So here, you'll have an option to allow editing for certain users and then lock the entire content for the remaining users.
Great. That's fantastic. So what happens when different team members leave feedback or suggestion on the document using the comment option?
Zoho Writer also allows you to control comment visibility. For example, if you want to limit who can see the comments, you can set permissions so that only specific people like internal legal experts or clients can view and respond to those feedbacks. This ensures that only the right people have access to confidential discussions and keeps sensitive feedbacks away from unauthorized users. So let me show you how to enable this feature as well. So in this document section and the review tab, you'll be able to add comment. And while adding the comments, you'll be able to customize to whom this comment to be visible. So you can add in your legal experts internally and click on OK so that the comments that you add will be visible only for the respective users.
That's great. I'm sure with these controls, legal teams can manage both the editing and feedback process securely, ensuring sensitive information is protected while collaborating efficiently. So now let's talk about mail merge and electronic signatures. Gautam, imagine a law firm has a large volume of NDA, client letters like engagement letters or notices, and they need to send personalized copies to hundreds of clients. How can mail merge and Zoho Writer help in this situation?
That's a great use case, Sini. Zoho Writer's mail merge feature allows law firms to automatically insert client-specific details such as names, addresses, case numbers, and more into form letters or notices. This automation significantly reduces the time spent on manual data entry and ensures that each communication is personalized. With mail merge, the firm can send bulk yet customized client communications with just a few clicks, improving efficiency and consistency in legal workflows.
It's an efficient way to handle personalized contracts, Gautam. Now, what about electronic signatures? In the case of contracts and NDAs, we know clients often need to sign these documents remotely. How does Zoho Writer support this?
Well, yes, Zoho Writer supports electronic signatures. So in Zoho Writer, actually enables law firms to send the contracts or NDAs to the clients for remote signing. Clients simply receive a secure link to sign the document digitally. This is especially useful for contracts and NDAs where timely signatures are critical. By using this electronic signature, law firm eliminates the need for physical signature, streamlining the signing process and reducing delays. Plus, these digital signatures are legally binding, so the documents are fully secure and compliant.
So, with mail merge and electronic signatures, law firms can automate document creation, personalize contracts and NDAs, and also securely get them signed remotely within Zoho Writer. I'm sure this makes the process faster, more efficient, and paperless, which is a huge benefit for both the law firm and their clients. So can you show us a demo on how legal team can automate the NDA document creation process and obtain signatures from their clients using Zoho Writer, Gautam?
Definitely, Sini. So let me quickly jump over to the documents section. And for this example, I have created a non-disclosure agreement. So in here, you can see that I've used various formattings that we discussed on the first section, like the footer notes and the other contents of headings and etc. So furthermore, I have also added signature fields in the document. And this is a merge template where I have added a date field, and I've also added the company's name, which will be pulled from my data source. So let's just say I have a data source in a Zoho sheet, which consists of many companies and to whom I would have to send out a NDA for signing. And furthermore, I have also configured the signature process as well. So if I click on merge and send for sign collection, you can see that the email address is pulled from my data source and the signer too would be myself. So I'm going to sign the document once the client signs it. So I can also use the sign in above order so that only after my client signs the document, I can sign the document and keep it in my for the NDA purposes. So also we have various options in the advanced settings as well. You can configure the signed document to be sent out via email, or you can store it in the required location. So for this, I've also inserted signer A fields, which is sign, title, name, date, etc., and the signer B, which is myself, in this section. All I have to do is, once I've configured this template, I just have to click on Run Merge so that the NDA document will be sent to my clients and they can go ahead and put in their signatures. So once they sign, the document will be sent back to me so that I can complete my signature and store the document as per my preference. So this is how you can easily send out this NDA by automating the process using Zoho Writer. So now let's dive into due diligence, an essential part of legal process such as merge and acquisitions. So in these cases, ensuring that all necessary document is collected and reviewed is crucial. CD, can you share how checklist and customizable forms in Zoho Writer can streamline this process for a law firm working on acquisition?
In mergers and acquisitions, due diligence involves reviewing various documents such as financial records, contracts, corporate governance structures, and compliance certificates. With Zoho Writer's pre-designed checklist, law firms can create standardized, consistent checklists that ensure all necessary tasks are covered for every deal. This eliminates the chance of overlooking any critical item. Say, for example, a checklist could include items like verifying financial statements, reviewing intellectual property rights, and ensuring tax compliance. Having this checklist ensures that the due diligence process is thorough and can be easily repeated for every transaction.
That's great. Now, what about custom forms? How can they be used to collect specific data or due diligence?
Custom forms plays a key role in data collection during due diligence. Let's consider a real estate deal where the law firm needs to collect detailed client information like property valuations, legal clearances, or previous transaction records. Zoho Writer allows legal professionals to create custom forms that captures all the necessary information from clients or counterparties in a structured way. These forms can be tailored for various purposes, whether it's financial information, compliance documentation, or legal details. For example, a law firm can create a custom form to collect detailed financial records or compliance documents during the due diligence process of real estate acquisition, ensuring that all the necessary data is collected in an efficient and a streamlined way.
Thank you, Sini, for that great explanation. I hope this feature really makes due diligence a smoother process, especially for law firms involving in M&A or real estate transactions.
Yes, definitely, Gautam. So as we move to our demo session, we are going to explore how Zoho Writer can significantly simplify the creation and management of client onboarding forms. Let's consider a real-life use case, a real estate law firm handling a new client. Now, when a client walks into the firm, they need to fill out forms with detailed information such as property details, type of legal advice required, and supporting legal documentation. Traditionally, this process can take a lot of time and mistakes can happen, especially if forms are filled out incorrectly or if information is missed. If we have any process to automate this process, then that would definitely be great. So Gautam, can you show us how Zoho Writer can help us automate this client onboarding process and streamline form creation? I would love for you to walk us through a real world example of how this is going to work.
Definitely, Sini. So let me quickly jump over to the demo section where I have created a client onboarding form with various fillable fields. So this is a fillable template that's been created in Zoho Writer from scratch. So you would not be required to use any other expensive softwares to create fillable forms. So you can simply use Zoho Writer and create these fillable forms. So here you can see that I have added multiple choice field, which is checkboxes. And I have also added various text fields and drop-down fields over here. And furthermore, as the document goes on. So in this, I have also added condition so that if the user clicks on individual, I just want certain fields, which equals to the individual field is displayed. whether if they click on business or organization, then I would want the relevant fields to be displayed for the organization. So let me just quickly show you how this form looks for the clients who is going to onboard. I'll click on access form from the top right corner. And this is how the clients who are getting into your law firm will be filling out this form. So let's just say I'm an individual, and if I click on individual, you can see that the fields relevant to individual is being pulled up. So for this, I've used a condition as is shown in my template. So if I want, let's say if I am a business or an organization, I just want to display only those fields. And furthermore, I also have options for using the drop downs. A date field is present, and I can also click on the type of legal advice that I want. And once that is done, I can go ahead and submit this form. So this is how you can make use of the client onboarding, the fillable feature to onboard your clients. So now, once the form is submitted, I have various options to automate the form submission process. So here, as you can see on submission, I can either save this as a copy to a folder or send it via email, or even add in sign-up fields so that I can send it for collecting signatures. So in this section, I've used to save my responses to a Zoho sheet, so that if I click on the sheet, I'll be able to check out the responses that I've submitted. So here, I'll be able to check out all the values that has been submitted. So this is how you can automate the process of onboarding using fillable templates in Zoho Writer.
That's perfect. So thank you for the fantastic demo, Gautam. And that was great walkthrough on how Zoho Writer can make client onboarding much more efficient, accurate, and seamless for law firms. So as we have seen, whether it's customizing forms or collecting necessary client details, Zoho Writer offers a flexible solution to automate and streamline the entire process. This eliminates the manual errors task while ensuring a better client experience. So now let's talk about another key aspect of legal work that Zoho Writer can simplify: service-based invoices and billable or non-billable timesheets. So imagine a law firm managing various types of cases: criminal, diverse, civil, and much more. This firm tracks all its case-related data in a sheet. Now, they need to generate a consolidated bill for a big corporate client involved in multiple cases across these categories. And the next use case is the same law firm also wants to analyze its earnings. They aim to categorize earnings based on the client and advocate who worked on each case. Additionally, the law firm wants to track each advocate's individual contribution to the firm's total revenue. Zoho Writer enables law firms to create customized reports that categorizes earnings and provide insights into advocate-specific performance. So to illustrate these scenarios, Gautam will now walk us through a live demo. He'll show us how Zoho Writer can be used to generate service-based invoices and track earnings with detailed categorizations.
Definitely, Shani. So here, as you can see, we have created a template. It is a merge template called billing invoice. So the main objective of this template is to generate an invoice for a client handled by the law firm. So we have multiple clients. Let's just say that the organization law firm called Zilker has got multiple clients, and they want to send out an invoice for a particular client called ABC Company. So what we can do is we can first connect this data source. So here you can see that all the advocates working on the particular client will be entering their information over here. So they will be adding the duration that has been spent on a particular case, and the client name, type, case description. All these informations are available in my data source. It's a raw data. So now we are going to use this raw data and convert it so that it can be generated as an invoice and it can be sent to the clients. So for this, what we are going to do is, once the data source is connected, we are going to use group by and aggregate fields to display the content more visually so that it's easily understandable. So for that, first, what we are going to do is we are going to create a group by set where I'm going to group the data using the client's name, and then furthermore group it down by the case description, advocate name, and the duration that has been spent. So once I create this group set, so to create this group set, what we have to do is we have to click on the case description and click on group by option. So once you click on group by, you'll be able to find this option where you can add multiple criteria to group the data that you have. And once this process is done, I have inserted group the case description as in a repeat table. So I've added the repeat table and inserted the field into it. And furthermore, I've also inserted group advocate name in the B row. And furthermore, for billing hours, I have added an aggregate field. So I have aggregated this based on group case description. So using the case that was handled, I'm going to aggregate the field duration. So here under field to aggregate, I've used duration as the field to be aggregated, and it's going to be aggregated based on the field called the group case description. And also we have various operations available. So if you'd like to check the number of durations, you can use count. So in this section, I'm going to use sum so that I would get the total number of billable hours for the particular case. And finally, I have added the total, which is also an aggregate field. And in this, I'm also using the case description for aggregation. And the field I'm using in this section is the total amount. So to aggregate a field, what you have to do is you just have to get into the respective field and click on the aggregate option. And you'll be getting this window where you'll be able to select the operation and the aggregation based on the field that you require. So once this table is set up, you can go ahead and check out the final output. But before that, you can also see that I have added various fields such as merge fields, and I've added a date field. And furthermore, I've also calculated the due date using the date field that I've added. So here you can see that from today's date, I have added 15 days as the due date so that the invoice has to be paid. The bill has to be paid within the due date. And here you can also see that I have options to exclude the weekdays or weekends based on my preference. And not only addition, you'll also have options to subtract the date field. And furthermore, to generate the invoice number, it's really difficult for me to manually enter the invoice number each time I generate the document. So for that, I'm using the sequence number option. So here, I'm going to add a prefix called INV and the numbers that's going to start from 00001. And furthermore, and the suffix, I have inserted a field called case ID so that it will be able to generate a unique sequence number for the documents that is getting generated. And in the output section, I'll have various options. So I can save the document or send it for email, or since it's an invoice, I can also send it for sign collection for getting approvals, etc. So in this scenario, I'm going to use the email address that is pulled from the data source. So I've added the subject, and it's going to be the PDF file that I'm going to attach in my email. And furthermore, once this configuration is done, all I have to do is just send out the document by merging. So let me show you a preview so that you'll get a clear idea on how these group by and aggregate fields work. So here you can see that the invoice number is generated along with the case ID, and the date issued and the due date is also available. And furthermore, as we have used description as the field to group by, you can see that this particular client called ABC Corp has had property dispute, and the advocates involved are Advocate C and Advocate A, and the billable hours is also mentioned in this section. So furthermore, we also have contract dispute, criminal case, and divorce case. And by totaling all these amount based on the billable hours, you'll be able to check out the total amount for this particular client that needs to be billed. So now all I can do is just simply email out this invoice and wait for my payment. So this is how you can make use of aggregate, group by, and merge operation to display the contents that you have. So the raw data that we have can be visually represented in a excellent manner to generate the invoices. So now, next, let's move on to the other use case where I would want to, let's say the Zilker firm wants to calculate their revenue for a particular month, and they also wanted to know each advocate's revenue that they have got. So for that, I'm going to use the same data source which contains all the information of the advocates, the billable hours and non-billable hours. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the group by option. So in this, I'm grouping based on the client name. So as you can see, this is the group set 1, and it's been grouped by the client name. And furthermore, it's categorized using the advocate name, the total amount, and the billable option. So if it is billable or non-billable hours. So these informations can be categorized using group by. And furthermore, I have also added the advocate aggregate field. So to get the advocate's total sum, what I've done is I've used the operation sum, and I'm aggregating it based on the grouped advocate name. So using the advocate name, the group set that I have, I'm going to aggregate the field called total amount, so that I'll be able to get the total amount for that particular advocate. So now, furthermore, once I've inserted these fields, I also have another table, which is also a repeat table. So only in repeat table, you'll be able to add these fields. So here, I have added a group set called advocate name. So using the advocate name, I'm going to group the data that I have in my data source. And furthermore, I have also added a aggregate field called advocate total. So here I'm going to use the advocate name and the total as the field to be aggregated. So now once that is done, I'll just go ahead and click on preview. So here as well, you'll have various output options. So you can send it for signing, or just save the document in your work drive so that you'll have a monthly data analysis. So let me just show you the preview on how these informations is categorized and shown to you in a visually stunning manner. So here you can see that I'm getting the total amount for the entire organization, because I have grouped based on the client's name. And furthermore, I have grouped based on the advocate name. So here you can see that the advocate C has worked for ABC Corp for this much amount. And furthermore, you can see the various client name and the advocates who has worked under those clients. And moving on to the next table, you can see the advocate breakup, so that you'll be able to easily analyze the total amount or the total revenue brought by each advocate. So here you will be able to see the total amount for each advocate. So this is how you can visually represent the data that you have, the raw data, using aggregate and group by fields in Writer. So that's about the demo session.
That's great. So thank you so much, Gautam, for the insightful demo. So as we saw, Zoho Writer allows law firms to easily generate service-based invoices and keep track of billable and non-billable hours with ease. This can save a lot of administrative time, reduce errors in invoicing, and ensure clear and accurate billing for clients.
Definitely, Fini. So you might be wondering why to use Zoho Writer. So why Zoho Writer is better than the other word processors that you have. So as you can see in Writer, we have advanced PDF editing option where you can simply upload a PDF document and edit it and annotate the PDF directly in Zoho Writer. So let's just say your client has shared a file for e-filing in a PDF format. So what you can do is you can simply upload that PDF document into Writer and edit the necessary contents and then submit it for filing. And furthermore, we also have options for you to reuse the templates that you already use. So if you have any docx templates that you use for a very long time, all you have to do is just simply import that into Zoho Writer and use those templates instead of creating the documents from scratch, as template reusability is really a game changer in merge operations. And next, we also have options for you to repurpose PDF templates and forms. So you can easily convert and modify the PDF templates and forms within Zoho Writer. So you would not be required to purchase any PDF tools or PDF forms application that you already I have in the market. So you can simply use Writer to create forms and you can integrate them into your workflows. And not only that, we also have a seamless notebook integration, which will allow you to access the notes that you have in Zoho using the extension. So let's just say you're working on a document and you wanted to draft some notes and share it to your senior lawyer for legal advice. All you have to do is just get into the documents section and click on the notebook extension from here. So if you're not able to find this option, you can go ahead and enable this from the extensions available in Zoho Writer. And now I'll just click on the notebook option. So here you can see that all the notebooks that I have already used is visible in here. So let's just say here there is a sample note where I had a meeting with a client discussing on a contract. So I have just noted down the required information. So based on this, I'll be able to check the notes and make the changes accordingly in the contract. And not only this, I'll be able to create new notes based on the content that I have in the document and send it to my senior lawyer for getting a legal advice. So these are the various options that makes Zoho Writer better than the other conventional word processes that you have. And not only this, as I mentioned in the proofing section, we also have translation option. So your content that you create can be reached across various barriers, which is the language barrier. So you can simply push your documents across various regions by translating the content that you have in Zoho Writer. So now we are just moving on to the final section of this webinar, where we'll be discussing on the recent updates that we are planning to release in Zoho Writer. So first is quick parts or content library. So for now, we have a quick text option that is personalized to individuals. So using quick parts, the organization can add frequently used phrases, tables, etc., so that it can be used by all the members in the team. So this way you can maintain consistency across the team. And furthermore, we also have options to, we are also planning to provide options to initiate meetings from Zoho Writer. So what you can do is you can simply initiate a meeting from Writer, and once your meeting ends, the minutes of meeting will be automatically updated into your document using the AI feature. And not only this, you'll also be getting the transcribe option of the meeting recordings, so that you'll be able to transcribe your contents. So let's just say there are users with multiple languages talking through the document. You can make use of this transcribe option and translate your content or transcribe the minutes of meeting easily within the Writer. And not only this, if you have any handwritten documents, you can simply scan them and upload it into Zoho Writer, and you will have options to highlight the necessary information. So if there are any important points that was discussed in a meeting, and if you have it as a handwritten note, you can simply upload it and highlight those for future reference. So these are the features that we are planning to release it, and you can expect these in the upcoming updates.
Here is a toll-free number and also the email address to which you can write to us. And our team works 24/7 via email support and live chat support. And also we work 24/5 over the phone. So in case if you have any questions anytime, we just call or an email away from you. So please do drop an email if you have any questions or feedbacks or suggestions. We'll definitely look into it and get back to you at the earliest on this. So I hope this session was really helpful, and thank you so much for everyone who participated in this session. And it was a very, very interactive session. So thank you so much, and see you soon in the next upcoming webinar. Thank you, everyone.